What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Austin, and today we are going to be talking about yet another zombie game that is hated by most, but loved by me. I'm of course talking about The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I was fortunate enough to get the game as a present from my mom and stepdad on my 15th birthday, but I wouldn't start actually playing it until a few months later after summer was over and school had started back up. I remember procrastinating my homework one rainy night in September of 2013 when I looked over at Survival Instinct sitting on my shelf and I thought, well, there's no time like the present. So, I hopped in my gaming chair, powered up my Xbox 360, and began the story of Daryl and Merle Dixon. The story itself is pretty straightforward. Daryl's dad gets bitten by a walker while on a hunting trip, and then it's up to Daryl, or us, the player, to gather fuel cans and escape with Uncle Jesse. After escaping the cabin in the woods, we then go from town to town looking for Merle so we can ride off into the sunset while heading towards the evacuation center in Atlanta. Along the way, we can choose to help other survivors and let them join our group and scavenge for supplies during random events while traveling between locations. After arriving in Atlanta, we reach the last helicopter just in time before Merle pulls us off the chopper and we go our own way. Now, maybe it was because I was still giddy about meeting Norman Reedus at the Novi Comic Con a few months prior, or maybe it was because I still watched the show religiously at this point, but something got me hooked into this game and I could not turn it off until I had every achievement unlocked. I then spent hours upon hours replaying the game countless times until I did just that, and I had an absolute blast while doing so. In fact, I liked the game so much that I bought it on the PC before it was delisted by Steam and vanished off the face of the earth. Hey Steam, you should put it back up. Anyways, one thing I really liked about replaying the game is that you're able to explore locations that you skipped on your first playthrough, and I also really liked trying to find the hidden squirrels and posters that are scattered throughout the levels. Another cool thing I noticed is that when you beat the game with certain side characters, it unlocks relics such as silenced weapons, increased stealth, and unlimited ammo. And while some people found it annoying, I personally made it a challenge to try to unlock all of them. Now, speaking of annoying, I can understand that some people found the walker grapple to be a pain in the ass to deal with, but what a lot of people don't realize is that you can just hit the shove button and give yourself some room to try to escape the horde. All in all, I think Survival Instinct is another fun zombie game that gets way too much hate. It's not perfect by any means, sure, but I still had a great time playing through it, and I'm looking forward to playing it again on the PS3 when I get one. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's cool that we finally get some exposition for Daryl and Merle's characters. If you go into it with an open mind and play it with as much stealth as you can while making use of all the mechanics, I'm certain you'll find at least one charming thing about it. And if not, well then, fair enough, to each their own. And with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I sincerely appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good week.